What is up, guys? It's Mason once again. We continue with our long play games, 15 plus 10. In the previous video, I actually played a very nice game in the Kolizuka Twat, but unfortunately, my mic has been messing up. I noticed it after I was done recording, because usually my mic is fine, but it fell down some days ago, and when I tried the recording, it didn't work out for me. And it was a very nice video. I really was still like arguing with myself whether or not to post it, but yeah, I ended up not wanting to post it because the voice cuts were so much. I didn't really enjoy that. So we have this now. So recently I've been playing the Queen A5. I actually have learned the Queen D8 Scandinavian, but recently I've been playing the Queen A5 Scandinavian because it's just interesting. And I mean, I could just play bishop here. I know it's a Queen D5 Queen D8 Scandinavian idea that usually works on the like instantly, but I want to take it a little bit slow and go this way with knight. I am allowing my opponent to come in this way, but it's completely fine. Okay, so now the bishop isn't in this square, right? I could instantly go Queen D8, but I feel like I should go this way. I don't think he's going to jump immediately. I mean, you meet this move with this, and I don't want to play this move so quickly. So I'm just thinking about playing bishop to f4, bishop to f5. If knight jumps in here, I can just take it. So the knight has to jump in this way. Queen d8, knight takes, pawn takes. Not so nice of a position for me, but I think I can play it because my opponent has spent quite some time trying to get the position developed. I could also just go back instantly, then later on go with bishop here, as in bishop to d8, and kind of like transpose into the Queen d8 Scandinavian that I'm more abreast with. I'm leaning more towards this, but again, I want to learn as much as possible, so I'm going to give myself this move. If he plays bishop here, then the move is e6 with Queen d8 to follow, I guess. Again, this is not the move. It has to be this way. My opponent is very strong. He's 1700, so it's very likely he's going to play either bishop to f5, c4, or he's going to play knight to e4 immediately. Knight, okay, exactly like we said. There's still no need to go for this immediately. We can still go this way, and in this case you are now likely to meet knight to d5, which of course is met with queen to d8. And after knight takes, there are very interesting plans you can go for. There's one idea with pawn takes. I would love to play this move, but unfortunately this move is so annoying. So I'm going to go this way. I watched a recent video that John Bartholomew did, and it was in kind of like this exact same structure. It was an even game throughout until his opponent made a certain kind of concession which messed up his position. The game is not so clear in my head, but I do know that this position is fine. You want to avoid this and this now because this is like your very good bishop. So you kind of want to avoid giving your opponent that kind of freedom to attack it. Queen takes is fine. Knight takes is fine. Those two captures are just completely fine. Maybe I should have gone queen here rather. Maybe queen here would have been far better, preventing this guy from developing further. Okay, then if he takes, maybe queen takes bishop here. Knight takes is also fine because I can just come in this way and keep attacking the bishop, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe queen here would have been better. I think I messed up here. Again, when I say messed up, I mean I feel like that would have been the most optimal thing to do because okay, this move I've not seen before. But if I'm to guess, he wants to sacrifice on this square. Right? So let's say I go something like bishop here, knight takes, king takes, knight comes in, check, queen comes in here. Then these kinds of moves. Is it correct? I've lost to that kind of sacrifice before. I could try knight here. And the point is that if now knight takes, king takes, knight comes in check, now I can just take. And if queen takes, bishop takes, I'm completely fine. So knight here is kind of what I'm looking at. If takes, I just come back. So this fear of the position is what's causing me this kind of thoughts process. If I play this move, knight takes, king takes, does he sacrifice his bishop? Maybe. a6. Yeah, so you can see if I put my bishop here, any problem I could just castle queenside. But now I know the sacrifice is here. This move doesn't really stop it. Takes doesn't really stop it. Here, if he takes, I take here. He can put pressure here. But I think maybe I'm in time to defend it with bishop and then rook. Okay, so I'll play this. I'll take my opponent on his bet. Let's see if he's right. Or is he going to rather play knight takes e6? Huh. Because to send your knight back is really not what you want to do. Because you now have to send your knight back here. Now, it does help him in the defense, but then now I can actually go a little bit aggressive and go this way. Right? Going aggressive. Later on, bring the bishop, the queen here, castle queenside, and then I'm already prepped for an attack. So I don't know. Again, like I said, I have lost many times to this. And usually, like the move that saves me was like bishop here, preventing any kind of rook idea here. But I'm not so sure now. And the reason I'm kind of like hesitating with the bishop coming in this way is because I want to play this bishop here with the rook coming into the defense. And if anything, I could push, and the pawn is being supported 3 times. That is kind of like where my mind is at. I could have definitely gone like knight here, but I don't know, just felt, I don't know, we'll have to take note of this position and look at it in the engine if his move here was accurate. Maybe h6 itself is not accurate, but the second reason why I kind of like h3 is because if the knight decides to come in here, I can go back. And like I was saying, in this move now, I'm being pushed to play here. But I have to be very cautious with how I do it, because the moment I come in here, my opponent can do this move with some ideas of sacrificing. But my mind is really turned towards that idea. So let's look at any sacrifices he has here. So we have pawn push. Let's say knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Now we have bishop here holding the position somewhat. You could play knight takes again, but I don't know. So we now have bishop here or bishop here. We can do some kind of things, ideas here. So like bishop here, with the idea of bringing queen here, castling queenside, and this square is under like fire. Should he play pawn push, you might be able to just sacrifice it and get a good position there. I could play it slow and go queen here first, signifying that I want to castle. And I could also go immediately, putting the question to him that where are you going to go? And again, if the knight comes in here, it's not a good idea anymore. Coming in here is not a good idea. So I'm expecting him to sacrifice. I'm expecting my opponent to sacrifice. Oh, actually, I actually did not consider this move. But I think in the case of this move, I take pawn takes, then I can jump in with my knight here, attacking his bishop and defending the pawn. My bishop here defends it. Should anything happen on this diagonal, my bishop is ready to infiltrate, right, like here. Excuse my mouse. And yes, queen here would be to signify castles and also to kind of stop the bishop from coming in here. But queen here, he can still play the bishop there because the knight defends that square. That is why I prefer this position. And I'm always 2 moves from castling, right? Takes, queen here, and I'm 2 moves from castling. I don't see any, like if the bishop was, let's say, somewhere here and he could play c4, then I'd be a little bit scared. But since he can't play c4 anytime soon, I am completely fine. So like I said, I wanted to capture here. The only problem I have with playing so he takes and I jump in this way. Again, we trade off queens, I am completely fine. And this is what I was talking about, like any attempt at this is met with this. So now any sacrifice can be dealt with. I'm threatening to win his bishop for free. Should he run away with the bishop, then my queen comes in here. We are threatening this square. Again, you can't really defend with the pawn because check. The bishop comes in and you are facing some kinds of issues. I could take the dark squared bishop for sure, but my light squares are what are weak, right? Only my dark squares. Okay, my dark squares here are what are weak. It's the light squares here that are weak. So I could let him take. I could try to go for the development here. So here, bishop takes, bishop takes. I don't know if bishop takes here works now. Actually, it doesn't work anymore there. Here too, it doesn't work. He could try to defend this way, in which case I have castles causing him problems. Just really hope I'm not missing out on anything. Once I can get queenside castles, I'm definitely going for the attack. Yeah, but I'm kind of feeling he's doing this because he wants to get this. And this is met with this. I mean, no, he's not going to play it, but I'm just trying to highlight some of these things. Usually when I watch like John Bartholomew's videos and he doesn't see some moves, but then in his analysis he says he looked at it and like thought it wasn't bad. But I'm just still saying it in case somebody might be wondering about that kind of idea. So g4 is one of the ideas I'm considering. And of course, g4, if queen takes, I'm looking at ideas of this, right? So I need to get my pieces out. Castle, so that g4, if he takes with his queen, leaves him with dark consequences. I feel like his first move is going to be rook. In which case, I'm going to go this way. He can't play here first. He might have to play it slow. In which case, I feel like now I can stress him out. I don't know if this would be a good idea. Like, rook here, queen takes, one push. I know I have bishop here, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Yeah, this guy is defended. This guy is defended. The problem I think he wants to create for me here is bishop takes, pawn takes, then he wins this. If I play this move, I can just go back with my bishop actually. I can just go back with my bishop. The queen is going to go like here or here. In which case now I can just castle. Or why don't I just castle now? Because if he still takes, yes. He still takes. And I don't want to play here first, simply because like bishop here is annoying. He opens up the rook here. Takes, bishop comes back. What about that? But takes here, like even though it's a free pawn, he actually has a lot of activity here. So how about castles? Allow my opponent to take, and then I come in with bishop here. Because the point I'm looking at here is I can sacrifice the pawn, let him take the pawn, it opens up this diagonal for me to use. So castles, bishop take, I don't take that because I know it's bad. Bishop here. Then on bishop there, if he retreats back with his bishop, I can take, he takes, then I actually don't have queen takes. Queen takes here for the moment kind of stops that whole idea. This move cuts off the queen from the defense. That way if I castle, then he just goes queen takes and I'm in trouble. Okay. I think it's the simplest move since it also like deals with this. Now I castle, put pressure on the bishop. But if I castle, he goes this way. That's kind of like what I'm not so confident about. In which case, okay, then I guess in that case, the move would be pawn push, queen takes. How do I do it though? What's the right move order? So yes, like something maybe I'll highlight it at the end of the video that you want to take note of is that sometimes a pawn may be free. And I mean, the engine might say this is just the best move, but there are some like consequences of doing that. And here in this case, I open up a semi-open file for my opponent, and the rooks here can cause problems. Why? When I castle, this is going to be the location of my king. And even if I were to hide my king, the fact that now the rooks are in active positions is going to be a problem for me. So though I could take it, I feel like it rather helps my opponent develop a strategy or an idea against me. And it's a very quick idea he can do, right? So let's say bishop takes, rook comes in here, bishop back. He makes a move, I castle, and now he has simply b4. And that's pretty scary. b4 is an instantly scary move. Is that where he wanted to be? Now I know if I castle, he's going to go bishop here. That's kind of like why I want to go bishop here first, so that if I castle, then I can take this way. And now that this bishop is standing guard here, I'm not so worried. I could also play like bishop here so that I can go 1-2, because currently I can't go 1-2. Because this way knight takes. If I play this way, knight takes, bishop takes, still a problem. This might just be the best move. I'm not too convinced. Castle, bishop comes in here targeting this. Gives me the chance to play the extra move here, b4. b4 I can take, but again the same issue comes up. I'm thinking about something funny here. Queen takes here, targeting here and targeting here. Should rook come in here, then I have queen here. Oh, but if I play here, he's just going to go bishop here. Here, I also see this move, kind of. So I think this is actually where I would want to go. This move might be too slow. I don't know. Because castle's bishop comes in here. So I know he's going to play this move. Then I'm going to go this way. Or he's going to play rook first. If he plays rook first, maybe this move was too slow. I don't know. I was more interested in this, but this back b5. Then maybe I just have to go and castle kingside. Yeah, castling kingside is still possible. Maybe when I notice my opponent trying to go for the queen side, I will oblige him for some time and then later shift my plans. So currently I'm actually aiming for this. Takes and trying to trade off the queens. I could actually help my opponent here. I can play this, allow him to get rook here, come back this way, then castle kingside. Of course, I have to deal with this first, you know. I have to deal with the ramifications of that decision. But I'm kind of thinking he's going to play this. These are the two candidate moves. This move... Funny, I'm looking at takes here. Rook comes in here, bishop comes in here, threatening a fork. If queen takes, rook take, if rook takes, pawn take, that's completely fine. He doesn't have another light squared bishop. So I actually think now I want to take this idea. He wants to move the bishop to prevent me from castling. And if I castle here too, I think it's a problem, right? Castles... is that dangerous? Because he's very well prepared to attack me on the queen side. Like I said, these are the moves I have to look at. Oh wait, did I just miss another idea? Yeah, my main plan was to go takes and then attempt to trade off the queens. Oh yeah, but yeah. I keep on forgetting. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid that move. Yeah, trying to avoid that move. I can still castle queenside. I can still castle kingside. Both seem fine. My opponent does seem safer than me, but both do seem fine. Oh goodness. This knight is bad, but he can quickly become good. My bishop is doing an okay job. I'm looking at takes, pawn push. Okay, so bishop takes, pawn pawn push, right? Ah, queen takes, yeah. Targeting this. Why did I make that same mistake twice? I kept talking about how I can't make this move, and I keep making the move. Okay, so I lose here. Yeah, I lose here. I kept telling myself why this move can't be made, and I end up making it. It's just so funny. Okay, there's not much I can do. These are the only moves I can make. Yeah, I'm just lost. Ah boy, don't you just hate these things? If he offers a rook trade, I might just give up. I win the bishop, but I mean, at what cost? I can play this queen takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Like, then there's nothing, right? I was, yeah. I'm looking at bishop here. The reason I did this whole move is because after bishop here, like, he could have played this to block. So after playing this move, after this, he can't really block it. So he has to bring the queen up. We trade, don't trade. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just lost. Looking at rook coming forward, coming in this way to put pressure here. I just can't win this. Don't, I know I can't win this. I mean, I'm just trying, but winning this, I don't think is something I can do. Okay, so bishop here, rook comes up. Push, push. Mr. Queen free. If he plays queen takes first, I think that's a mistake. And if he plays like this, I'm looking at queen here targeting the 2. He will have to defend, in which case I might just go this way and try to get to the back rank. At this point, I'm stretching the video. I don't see a chance, right? Normally, you would see a chance, like a way you can survive the position, but I don't even see a lick of a chance, right? I don't see any possibility in the air. Like I said here, then I come in this way, then he plays this guy back. Then I come in this way, targeting this guy. Sorry, I play this way, targeting this guy to here. Then he goes back and then we repeat if he wants to allow that. So yeah, you take with the queen here, doesn't really matter. You're fighting for space, but you don't really get it. What? You can't script this. You can't script this. What? No, what? What was he thinking? Whoa. It's not who blunders first, it's who blunders last. What? I'm completely lost. I have nothing. I'm just trying to delay the position to see if perhaps I can get something out of it. Sorry. Here, I'm just literally trying to get to the back rank. This is what I'm saying. And if my opponent gets too scared and he decides to go this way, because if you go the other way, I win your rook for free. So if my opponent does get scared and then does this, then I go this way. If he goes back, then I repeat the whole thing all over again. That's basically what I was trying to do. That was basically like the only thing I was trying to do. And my opponent, what? What? Oh, that is crazy. Yeah, so I mentioned it multiple times. This is sometimes the reason why I also lose my games. I mentioned it multiple times how taking here is wrong, and I still ended up taking there. So it takes here, we come back this way. Queen comes in here. Black is completely fine. Right? I have so much potential for attack once I can safeguard the position. Castling queenside possibly would have saved me. I didn't want to go pawn push immediately because even though I think it's a fine move, my opponent now gets another piece active, and this now gets active very quickly. That's kind of why I did not want to rush with the whole like pushing agenda. The knight was bad. I wanted to maintain its bad position until I could maybe like make the position a little bit to my liking. So this move was completely bad. Yeah, you can see I just lose on the spot. But my opponent, for some reason, wow. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. The ending, I don't know if we even look at it. The ending was just bad play by on both sides. Yeah, whenever I play the Scandinavian, the engine always gives you a bad rep. Like here it's saying +1. And this is the line I kind of saw John Bartholomew play. especially I think he waited for his opponent to play c4. So maybe the move is the usual, like pinning the knight, forcing h3, bishop takes, queen takes, that kind of position. But I mean, despite the many ways we moved, we finally got to the exact same position that he did. By his position, his opponent played a bit slightly differently. I think after he played knight here, then his opponent played rook, then queen here. It was slightly a little bit different. You can check out that video. So knight in this way, queen comes back, and here I thought a slightly better way to develop the queen would be here, because like you can imagine this whole thing. I keep this bishop bad. This pawn can be defended, but then at least I have like some immediate pressure on his king side, if I so do please. This position is pretty even boring and drawish. But going all the way back allows him to slow play the position if he wants to, or get more active. Because now, how do I deal with this bishop? Okay, I could deal with the bishop, but it's kind of like this. I don't know if I want to invite this in my position. So I give my opponent the position to play like this, which is very like more active for white. I mean, the position is still equal, but white has more chances in this kind of structure. So yeah, and I think it makes sense to immediately pressure your opponent here since he has made like such moves, because he's literally just asking for it. You have undeveloped the knight. You are giving me the chance to threaten you. I have chances of going queenside. And you can imagine, if my queen was here, this would have been so much simple, right? So let's just do it again. Let's go this position. Then we go here, here. Knight comes back this way. And this position is already set. What does my opponent play in the actual game? I forget what he plays here. Yeah, he jumps into the position. Now this move is not even possible because takes, and like this position is just nice for me. Right. So if my queen was here, there are so many things I could have done as compared to where my queen was on d8, and that kind of slowed down my position. So just something I have to take note of, that it's probably better to develop the queen to this square c7 than to develop it to d8, especially when you are playing this Scandinavian line. And here's something you always have to also be careful about. It's very easy to get trigger happy and start thinking about how do I keep pushing forward and those kinds of things. But sometimes the attack takes its time to develop, and you have to deal with whatever your opponent can do against you. Once you are settled, you can go for it. Because I need so many things to go for this attack. My pieces are kind of hanging. I need an active bishop. I need my rooks to be connected, and I need them on, let's say, the G and the H file before I can try pushing my pawns. And that whole structure is not set. So pushing this pawn does not make any sense at that point in time. So everything I was doing at this point was kind of set up. If my opponent gave me a chance, I was going after it. And this move was very stupid. If I realized the queen would take, I wouldn't have done that. Sorry. So here, then we just blundered, and at this point I had locked up his. I mean, it's not a difficult position, right? You play this. In my opinion, you play this first, because if you can force my queen out of the position, I think you're having a good time. And you don't even need to save this guy. I would say you don't even need to save this guy. Queen here threatens this. If I play pawn push to defend, the bishop goes out free. So maybe pawn push here and this, if we so do please. And the queen trade may not be to your liking, but I mean, it's completely fine. 3 versus 2, completely fine. So that's kind of like what I was thinking my opponent would do. Okay, this is 2 versus 2, but this is just completely fine. Right, this is just completely fine for my opponent. I don't know. There was a better way for him to play, but I just felt like just trade off the queens and you're completely fine. And I was just here creating funny threats. They would not hinder my opponent in any way. For example, again, the exact same line here is still possible. Okay, actually it's bad, sorry. So I don't know. Rook here. I mean, this move just did not make any sense. Like, even if I took, what was his plan? Because if I took, then what's the plan? Bishop takes, then don't you just get hit with this? Like, so sincerely, like, I didn't get what his plan was. That move makes no sense. Like, I don't see the point behind this move. I mean, my move also didn't make any sense, but damn. That was a lucky one. Okay, so let's go to the analysis board and just look at one thing. Both of us blundered, to be frank. And I'm sure I accumulated more blunders as I continued playing because I wasn't playing the optimal defense. Two misses, one blunder each. Yeah. So, like I said, this line is completely fine. Okay, so bishop there is also good. Yeah, everything here is book. I didn't even know it's book. I just watched the video on John Bartholomew playing the Scandinavian, and I followed it, and everything so far is book. So castles here is not good. It prefers that he plays the knight move here first. And the thing about playing the knight move here first is in this case I do actually have to go this way. I could still try and like fight to come this way and get this kind of position, which is interesting if you can see the potential for attack on the king side. I mean, it's not the best if you are not comfortable with such positions. But he castles and I go knight. Exactly. So here queen c7 is best. We've already seen that. He should have taken, he didn't take. h6 is a great move. My opponent goes back and g5 is excellent. Yeah. So g5 is what you are aiming for in this kind of position. My opponent jumps forward. Trading makes sense. Oh, but it prefers here. The reason I didn't want to go for this is because of this. But now I realize I just take with the queen. And actually I can snap attacking very soon. So yeah, makes sense. Bishop goes back, and this is a miss. So I actually did consider this line, but I was like, after this, if queen takes, then what? Like, what's so different? Is it bishop takes? Bishop takes d3? I looked at this, but I didn't see it. Like, okay, let's say bishop takes and pawn takes, right? If queen takes, I get this whole idea that this pawn is now backward. This knight is not doing anything. If he wants to free the knight, he has to weaken his position somewhat. I get all that, but I just don't like it. No, I really have to learn these things. So queen takes, then it actually says bishop takes, but you should take with the pawn. Keep the queens on the board. Interesting. I think the whole reason why the engine is liking my position is because this knight is very bad. So here I miss the best move. Queen comes in here is a bad move. Bishop goes back is very good. I like the fact that the engine is agreeing with my thought process at some of the areas. Queen to f3, and here it's wrong. It wants me to take immediately. Well, I explained why I did not want to take immediately. I'm looking at the threats and the position, and I feel like my opponent can attack me, especially since I'm planning on castling queen side, though I still maintain the idea of castling king side. So I was a little bit worried about allowing this. Sorry, after this here, let's see here, let's just see here, blocking this side and then allowing this. I just, oh, okay, wait, he has to deal with this threat. Okay, but you get my point. b4, b5 is an instant attack on my position, and I don't really want to allow that kind of thing. So that's why I didn't do it. But then in this position, I realized that it makes perfect sense because it allows me to like readjust my bishop and create more threats against my opponent and force like some reactions. So queen comes in here, bishop takes is bad, like I said. If I realized the queen could take, I was thinking for all purposes, he had to take with the pawn. So for example, like if bishop takes, pawn takes, you realize that I think the engine will still give me a high evaluation. Plus -2 is still high, but in the other one it was like -1. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But here it wants me to castle, which I did consider. Again, I was still a little bit worried about castling because of this. You know, you just have to learn to deal with these kinds of positions. I was thinking that maybe even if I was thinking I was completely fine at some point, simply because, for example, like this, I want to create some moves. But my point is that if pawn push, I have pawn push, and I think I was kind of fine in that position. So who knows? So takes here, and I just blundered this way, and castle this move. Bishop comes in here, rook comes in there. I mean, the engine, I did see this move. I saw it and I explained how it helps me capture the bishop, but I'm like, nah, I want to keep the position as annoying as possible. And my opponent blunders back, and this would be the winning position. Cool game. Cool game. I'm happy I won. Sucks from my opponent, but it's good for me. So guys, just let me know if you are interested in still seeing that colleagues look at what game. Maybe instead of just posting the video, I would do like an analysis. Actually, the video doesn't even exist anymore, does it? No, it does. It does. Yeah, so I could do just an analysis version of it if you guys would be interested in that. But again, if you guys do enjoy these videos, as always, you can like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me a lot. And I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/pen_mason. It should be showing up on the screen. Join me Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Fridays a little bit sketchy, so maybe Wednesdays, for some very fun times. Hope you guys do enjoy these videos, and I hope you learn a lot from them. I'll see you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.